Hello, everyone. I am Th0m4s575, and beside me is Richard, the voice of Schnauzer and also a writer for Just Facts with Henry and Schnauzer, also co-created Just Facts with Henry and Schnauzer alongside me. But we're here to do something a little bit different than what you're used to seeing. So we decided that we would give you guys a bit of an insight on all of the of something that's been happening behind the scenes. So what we're gonna go over is all of the scrapped ideas that either me, him, or both of us came up with that we ended up getting rid of in the long run. All of the ideas slash some aspects that ended up getting deleted and stuff like that. So, I guess to start off, a lot of you. So, for any viewers that have stuck around for a long time, yeah, a lot of you older fans or older viewers would know this fact, but along um, about 2 years ago, both me and Richard here created a new series on this channel, um, which was supposed to be an origin story for both Henry and Schnauzer, which we called Jacob and Schnauzer Survival. Now, Jacob was supposed to be this sort of he was supposed to be one part of Henry that would go on and continue and would go and journey with Schnauzer until he ran into his other part called Curtis. So Jacob was like the abnormal part, while Curtis was the human part. And what would have ended up happening is that in the end, there was this like I believe the ending I had written intentionally was that Henry was going to be created. So there was this metal skeleton thing, and it was about to explode. So to prevent the explosion from ever happening, both Jacob and Curtis jumped in, and because of the the amounts of electricity that occurred in there, they would end up getting merged together, and that's how Henry would have been created. But in the end, we released the first episode, but after a lot of thought, we decided to get rid of it.
Yeah, we scrapped that idea. It didn't seem right.
Yeah. Looking back on it now, I think it would have been too early to introduce like an origin for how Henry and Schnauzer met each other or how they know each other. Um,
So that idea got scrapped.
yeah, we didn't really like because the whole script was a bit of a mess, and a lot of episodes would have just repeated the same formula over and over again. But yeah, we ended up scrapping that idea, and what became of that became the Phantom Fighter Survival, and that series was actually a lot better. See, we both worked a lot better with that series.
That series was a lot more. It had a better flow. It worked better.
Yeah, but there were some issues that we encountered along the way. So for those who don't, for those who don't know, for any new viewers, we made a character called Spike, and Spike was voiced by someone that rarely comes over here. And so we had him over. He was visiting for like a few days, and we decided to record. We decided to record the Phantom Fighter Survival Episode 3. But so when he so when it was time for him to go back home, he just went back home, and we would wait until the next time he would come back so that he would continue voicing Spike over and over. But because of the massive time gaps that occurred in between, and because Richard and I constantly got into arguments, that led to episodes 4 and 5 of the Phantom Fighters survival. Every character in those episodes was voiced by me, from Para, from Schnauzer, Spike. Any character that wasn't voiced by me then was voiced in those episodes. But then, of course, by the time episode 6 came around, everything went back to normal for the most part.
With the exception of Spike's voice person has never come back, so we had to.
Yeah, yeah, which means that for episodes 6 and 7, Spike was completely absent, and then at the end of the series, we decided to kill him off, so that way people wouldn't wonder what happened to him.
So that's kind of one of those behind the scenes where we had problems with someone voicing the character.
Yeah, and after that, and yeah, during that time, like after the series was concluded, I decided to mark episodes 4 and 5 of the Phantom Fighter Survival as unlisted, because I didn't want to ruin the the reputation of voice actors should not be replaced without consent, and those were just a couple of examples. But yeah, another example of this occurrence happening is that this is a lot of you older fans will also know this, but during the recordings of episodes 4 and 5 of Just Facts with Henry and Schnauzer, Richard and I had gotten into an argument, and so for a period of time, so for episode 4, I voiced Schnauzer, but the voice that I gave him was meant to be me mocking him a little bit, because so the voice I gave him ended up sounding like this.
Yuck! Needless to say, I wasn't happy with the voice change.
Yeah, and I made the reason for why he sounds that way is because his speaker box was not functioning properly, and that there was no way to fix it. So in a way, this was meant to signify Schnauzer's new permanent change. But in the end, Richard and I, we made up, and so so when episode 5 came around, Henry managed to fix Schnauzer's voice box, but every instance of that joke happening, I try to get rid of, like after a certain period of time, because looking back on it now, that joke was kind of cringe.
True, it was cringe, but you got rid of those episodes also.
Well, okay, so the only instance where I couldn't get rid of the joke was in episode 4, since that is since that's where the joke originated from, and that's what Schnauzer sounds like the entire episode. So to rectify the problem, I also marked that video unlisted. So you could say that episode is now considered a lost episode for the most part. Don't get me wrong, all the unlisted videos that I've mentioned so far, you can still watch them in the respective playlists. It's just that you cannot find them appearing in the you can't search them up publicly anymore. You can only view them only if you have the link, if you've liked the video, or if you view it from the playlist. That is the only way you are able to watch those videos now. Right, so I should probably get onto this next bit here. And this was an idea that me and Richard both came up together for kind of a series. So we were gonna, so we didn't, okay, so we weren't able to come up with a name for the series, but essentially what the premise of the series was gonna be about is that this scientist, this mad scientist guy, was gonna go and create a series of robots who would speak a dialect that is practically a combination of all known languages here on Earth. And the scientist would turn his body into a robotic one since his own organic body was starting to give out. And so these bots were originally going to be called the Battle Bots, but we found out later that name was already taken, and so you can kind of see where the problem lies. Ultimately, we decided to scrap the idea because the whole scientist or this whole crazy guy creating a bunch of robots that serve him to go and cause mayhem has already been done before.
And additionally, all the different languages that would have been required would have been extremely difficult logistically.
Yeah, that would have been that would have been extremely difficult to do. So yeah, ultimately we ended up getting rid of that. We ended up scrapping that idea because of all the complications that would have been needed.
So that idea was gotten rid of.
Yeah.
Another one of those behind the scenes, we got rid of it and never did it.
Right. Oh yeah, and here's another instance of me getting rid of some stuff. So in the pilot episode of Cool Zone Cafe, there were originally going to be some character cameos from certain parts of media, but I decided to delete that aspect because the series was new and I didn't think people were gonna be open to character cameos from stuff they did or did not know about, because that's kind of not what my channel is about. Well, in terms of the original content that I make.
Yeah, you didn't want to be a, what do they call it, content farmer?
Yeah, I didn't want to be classified as a content farmer. Although, of course, that is not what the definition of what a content farmer is. But at the time, I was kind of scared of getting classified as one. So yeah, I deleted or I got rid of well, I essentially just rewrote the scenes to not have the characters that I had planned in there. So yeah.
So yeah, that got changed up completely.
Yeah, so any character so any of the any non-Th0m4s575 character was replaced by my own character.
Although haven't you, although well,
What?
did you have characters just sit there but not speak?
Yeah. Originally, yeah, but you know, again, well, yeah, the episode 1 was made without Richard, so he would not know. He wouldn't know this.
Yeah, I wasn't included.
Yeah, he wasn't involved until episode 3. So all right, so now so that's all the original content out of the way. all of my own ideas, or our ideas, if you want to put it that way. Now it's time to get on to the media stuff, where stuff such as I talk about things, and I stuff like that. So I guess I'll go ahead and start with the shorts. So actually, hang on a second. Okay, so you may have noticed. Sorry to keep you waiting, but you may have noticed. I'm trying to get him into view. You may have noticed these characters appearing in my shorts, and that's because they're mainly used as background characters, or they're just filler characters. But they don't speak; they just make noises, as you may have noticed. But you're probably asking yourselves, do these guys have names? And my answer to that is yes, they do. And I'm about to reveal their names to you all. So, this guy is Splorge. He is Screech. And she is Shruns. Yeah, it took me a while to come up with official names for them. You may have noted that they all sound odd, and that's kind of what I was going for, since they're not really important. They haven't appeared in any of my main videos. They've just been, they've just been I've just been sticking to just appearing in shorts, and that might be the norm going forward. Since I don't really know what else I can do with them.
At this point, their purpose is more background.
Yeah, or just, wacky hijinks in shorts.
Exactly.
Yeah, so, alright, so, next up is, this has been a common complaint that I have been getting, both here on YouTube and on Discord, and that's the fact that the media I've been consuming, meaning all of the movies and TV shows I have watched or I have talked about here on my YouTube channel, they have only just been video game adaptations, because the reason why I don't watch any movies or TV shows that aren't based on a video game is because that would take up way too much time out of my research in the video adaptation department, and I still have a lot of video game adaptations to watch. So yeah, originally I had a solution to rectify this complaint, and originally I was gonna ask you guys, I was gonna make a poll here on YouTube asking you guys, out of 3 options, on which you would rather me do. Option A would have been for me to watch every Illumination movie before the Super Mario Galaxy movie comes out in theaters. Since Illumination is the animation studio that's been making the Super Mario Brothers movie universe content so far, and it would have just been a way to look back on all the other crap they've made over the years. Option 2 would have been you guys, the viewers, suggest 5 different to me, and the top 5 that would get selected, and the top 5 that are most suggested, or the comment that gets the most likes, would be the 5 movies that I would watch. And this wouldn't have been limited to just video game movies. You guys could have suggested any types of movies to me, any genre. There would have been no restrictions. But anyway, the third option would have been for you guys to suggest one TV show for me to watch. And then, of course, same thing as option 2. Same rules as option 2. But ultimately, I ended up not asking you guys that question. I didn't actually go for it because of a number of reasons. Number one, that would have ruined the flow of what my YouTube channel is, or what this YouTube channel is all about. Because don't get me wrong, I am a variety YouTuber, but it wouldn't exactly fit in the department of the stuff I've been watching over the years. It wouldn't exactly have fit in. Number two, for any of you old viewers, this probably would have come as a bit of a shock, since it would have come out of nowhere. Like, why am I doing this? And what exactly does he gain out of this? And finally, number 3, I just don't care for stuff that isn't based on a video game. So, yeah.
Well, in fairness to you, you have watched on your own things that are not video game related, and you just don't seem to care for it. So.
Well, okay. To be fair, I do watch a lot of different content on YouTube, but I don't talk about it here on my channel because it's not relevant to the stuff I've been making. So
yeah, but he's looked a little bit, but
yeah, I just don't see the point of me talking about it here on this channel. So yeah, anyways, I think that's about it. I think that's
everything.
Yeah, I think that's everything. So, thanks for listening to us cover a lot of stuff that's been happening behind the scenes. All of the scrapped ideas that we've come up with, or that I've come up with, that never ended up getting greenlit in the long run, since due to many reasons. But yeah, thanks. But yeah, again, thanks for listening, everyone. Do you think we should have went with some of these ideas? Do you think it's better off that we didn't do these ideas, or something? Comment down your thoughts, and like, share, subscribe, all that shit. I don't know. I still don't know the proper way to end these videos.
And for all of you that have subscribed, thank you for your support.
Yep. Okay, that's enough. I'm just gonna end it here.